Welcome to 10 best Netflix original series of all time.
How many children are you friends with?
Number 10, Ozark.
Trevor Evans, FBI.
FBI? What's going on?
We believe your husband's partner was murdered.
What?
Ozark is an American crime drama series created by Bill Dubeck and Mark Williams. It stars Jason Bateman as Marty Bird, a financial planner who drags his family from Chicago to the Missouri Ozarks, where he must launder money for the drug boss. The series premiered on Netflix in 2017. 3 seasons have already been broadcast, and the 4th and final season's first part is set to premiere on January 21st, 2022.
Wendy?
Sometimes, if you don't move forward, you die.
Number 9, Daredevil.
I hear things.
You know what they call stuff like that? Gifts. I'm gonna train you. Use it.
Daredevil is an American television series created by Drew Goddard based on the Marvel Comics character of the same name. It stars Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock, who works as a blind lawyer during the day and by night as a superhero Daredevil. This series premiered on Netflix in 2015 and ended with its 3rd season in 2018. And there is a spin-off series titled The Punisher that ran for 2 seasons from 2017 through to 2019.
Hungry?
Number 8, Mindhunter.
40 years ago, your FBI was founded hunting down John Dillinger. Now, we have extreme violence between strangers.
Mindhunter is an American psychological crime thriller series created by Joe Penhill, based on a 1995 true crime book by Johnny Douglas and Mark Allshaker. This psychological series is set in the late 1970s with 2 FBI agents trying to understand and catch serial killers by studying their damaged psyches. 2 seasons have already been broadcast since its premiere in 2017. Maybe the series will be renewed for a 3rd season.
One more thing. Manson is small. Like really small. Try not to stare.
Number 7, The Crown.
My name is Elizabeth.
And long live Queen Elizabeth.
The Crown is a historical drama series created by Peter Morgan. The series follows the story of Queen Elizabeth II from the 1940s to modern times and the political and personal events that have shaped her reign. The series was released on Netflix in 2017, with 4 seasons having already been broadcast. The 5th season is anticipated in November of 2022.
You my wife or my queen?
I am both, and a strong man will be able to kneel to both.
I will not kneel before my wife.
Your wife is not asking you to.
But my queen commands me.
Yes.
I beg you make an exception for me.
No.
Number 6, The Witcher.
You can't outrun destiny just because you're terrified of it. It's coming.
Fight guilt of review.
The Witcher is a fantasy drama TV series created by Lauren Schmidt Hisrich, based on the book series of the same name by Andrzej Sapkowski. The series follows the story of Geralt of Rivia, a muted monster hunter who struggles to find his place in a world where people often prove that they are more wicked than monsters. This series premiered on Netflix in 2019, and Netflix renewed the series for a 3rd season. There is a prequel miniseries titled The Witcher: Blood Origin that will be released in 2022.
We need your help.
Fine, but first... Gentlemen, it's been an honor. What? I made new friends. Get over it.
Number 5, Money Heist.
Escuchadme todos. Este es un operativo muy complejo. Así que vamos a necesitar concentración extrema. Esta vez, detendremos nosotros la trampa.
Money Heist is a Spanish heist crime drama television series created by Alex Pina. The series follows a group of robbers led by a mysterious man known as the Professor, who plans to break the heist records that happened in history. This Spanish series ran for 3 seasons from May 2017 through to May 2021.
¿Qué vamos a robar?
Number 4. The Queen's Gambit.
Chess isn't always competitive. Chess can also be beautiful.
The Queen's Gambit is a 2020 American period drama miniseries directed by Scott Frank based on the 1983 novel of the same name by Walter Tevis. It stars Anya Taylor-Joy as Beth Harmon, an orphan chess prodigy who tries to become the greatest chess player in the world while struggling with alcohol and drug dependency. This 7-part series premiered in 2020.
There's no player in the world as gifted as you are.
There is one player that scares me.
Who?
The Russian.
Number 3. Dark. Dark is a German science fiction thriller Netflix series co-created by Genji Fries and Baren Bo Adar. It begins with the disappearance of 2 children in a small German town of Winden, which exposes the double lives and fractured relationships among 4 families. The show explores the existential implications of time and its effect on human nature. Dark ran for 3 seasons from 2017 through to 2020.
So beginnt alles neu.
Number 2. Peaky Blinders.
I'm looking for Thomas Shelby. Never heard of him.
Peaky Blinders is a British period crime drama created by Stephen Knight. It is an epic following of a gangster family of Irish Romney origin set in Birmingham after the First World War. Peaky Blinders gang is loosely based on a real urban youth gang of the same name. It stars Cillian Murphy as Tommy Shelby, an ambitious and highly cunning boss who leads the notorious Peaky Blinders gang. 5 seasons have already been broadcast since its premiere in 2013.
No fighting. No fighting. No fighting. No fighting! Good. Get the fuck in.
Before...
I do not wish to become king. It is your duty.
Tonight, Lord, you will break your oath to Alfred.
I gave you glory.
There is not one shred of evidence.
Imagine the frenzy of these teenagers. Ripping off her
They
clothes.
are innocent of these crimes.
They are guilty. This is not who you are.
I'm the devil. This is going to be so much fun.
I don't care how much it hurts. I don't care how controversial it is. Your job is to find a way.
Señores, yo soy Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviria, haciendo negocios, así que pues fresco. Ustedes eligen plata o plomo.
The truth is, you got soft and we paid the price.
Family life. It's boring.
Lonely feelings. So here she is again.
What is it? Is it me?
Number 1. Stranger Things.
Wow! Guys, I really think we should turn back.
Did you guys hear that? That's not Will.
Stranger Things is an American science fiction horror drama created by the Duffer Brothers. This show takes place in the fictional town of Hawkins, Indiana, during the early 1980s. This series starts out with the disappearance of a boy and the appearance of a girl with psychokinetic abilities. 3 seasons have already been broadcast on Netflix since its premiere in 2016, and the 4th season will premiere in mid-2022.
You still have that bat?
Bat? What bat?
One with the nails.
Mill. Today we're showing you some early gameplay from our upcoming narrative FPS, Industria 2. In this scene, Nora discovers a group of Stasi agents in an old mine shaft.
What the hell are we waiting for? Well, when you gotta go, you gotta go. There you are.
No way. The Stasi have made it to Nordland.
Good job we have these disruptors with us.
She can choose to engage directly and risk being overwhelmed, or she can observe her environment and use it to her advantage. The tripod in the centre of the room wards off against nearby Atlas robots, but only whilst active.
Okay, let's hope this thing works. Oh shit, they're coming!
Take a look at this new game right here. Take a good look and see how special this survival horror FPS game could be. It's not your typical everyday FPS game, and it's certainly not an uninspired AAA game whose studio is getting hit by layoffs after layoffs. No, we're talking about a small, ambitious indie project that has been in the works for years now, and is just now receiving its long-awaited official details and gameplay clips. Welcome to Ferocious, an absolutely beautiful and realistic dinosaur horror FPS that throws you onto an unknown island in the Japanese Sea, where almost no one set foot on. This game takes inspiration from the amazing 2005 King Kong movie, and as you survive on a weird island filled with monstrosities from dinosaurs, giant crabs, giant fishes, all the way to disgusting insects that will eat you alive if you dare walk in their dark caves or disgusting swamps. These insects are the stuff from Nightmare, and if you've seen that scene in the King Kong movie, well, you know what I'm talking about. Ferocious throws you into this mess, but it's also much more than that, because the game spawns a story, a human faction seeking to take control of the island, and much more. In Ferocious, you wake up on the shores of a mysterious island in the Japanese Sea. Your boat got destroyed, leaving you stranded with no idea where you are or where your brother is or if he's even still alive. While exploring, you'll notice that something isn't right. Not only are there dangerous prehistoric beasts lurking in every corner, there's also a paramilitary tech company that has taken over the island, sealing off any chance of escape. The game is a single-player campaign combining story-driven action-adventure and first-person shooter with survival elements. It is not an open-world game.
Welcome to Garden City, where it's a pleasant 23 degrees all day, every day.
How far to his last known location?
Local forces are also tracking his whereabouts. You need to find him before they do.
I'll have to improvise.
Generating voice print.
افتح. ارسل واحدا آخر.
اختبر البوابة بحسب.
What readings are you getting?
We're getting odd readings from your monitor. Can you confirm?
I'm looking at the screen right now.
Our intel places Carrington on the second floor.
And the life we think we know turns out to be a lie. There's only one way forward. Find the truth. Scan's clear. I'm going in blind.
Carrington!
Damn it! Analyze. What am I looking at here?
Carrington appears to be targeting a research facility. If he attacks it, the casualties could be astronomical.
Agent Stark, it's a pleasure to meet you. I could use someone with your skills.
To lose everything before I could see. What this world was really hiding.
I hope you're ready, Agent Dark.
Are you all seeing this?
Once you open this door, there's no going back.
They say we're cold-blooded. They call us murderers. But some folks don't realize being a hunter is like being a warden. You need to know your quarry, their habits, routines, and weaknesses. Shooting? That's the easiest part. But you need to remember, the backwoods can be dangerous. And sometimes, the predator becomes the prey.
Welcome to the most dangerous hunting grounds in the world, Southern Africa. Here, you will find one of the biggest land animals in the world. Taking down any animal should be as quick and humane as possible. So, make sure to pick proper gear and place a precise shot. This majestic animal is the dream of every safari hunter. In the real world, some of these breathtaking animals are endangered. But we still have the virtual world to hunt and appreciate their majesty. hunters are supposed to take care of nature. We are part of it.
We are. Ultimate hunting.
You there, Mike? I made my way in. Found some sort of administrative room. It's a total mess here.
Shit. They were really rushing out of there, weren't they? All right. Head to the dome. It might be your only way down.
Скіфе, радий тебе бачити, друже. Валимо звідси. Ви тільки погляньте на це. Край, чарівний край черемоша і прута. Ти моя любов, ти рідна матінко моя. Жива.
Координати закинув. Поквапся.
Зараз час такий. Час можливостей.
Усі ці жертви, усі ці смерті. Який в них сенс?
Зона така, якою бачиш її ти. Я ж показав тобі, якою я її бачу. Іди своїм шляхом, і тоді ти зможеш побачити зону.
Stop squirming, fucking traitor.
Hold her. I told Humpty from the start that you were a rat. But he was so good and trusting, and it was my job to protect him. But you cheated, didn't you? Going to Tom like that? You aren't just a rat, are you? No, you're the fucking devil! But I will honor his memory by making you pay for it. J stands for Judas, the fucking backstabber! Take her to the subway, Froggies, before the other assholes show up. What's the penalty for treason, boys?
This whole fucking time. Something is not right here.
What do we have here?
Event flag for security. Update error.
Shit, I'm out.
Please stand.
Finally.
You know, the skies are always shaded with a cloud cover out here. Locals tend to agree it's some omen about the future. Nothing puzzling about it at all. Omens and the wrath of God are just coping explanations to simple matters. The sky's fogged because we're all swimming in the modern American dream out here. Tons of ambition, a little greed here and there, a little crime, a lot of organization. Business this side of the dime eventually becomes more about taking the right jobs rather than simply staying alive. But no one is safe from an accountant.
This city is a miracle of progress. A finely tuned, delicately balanced machine. But it only takes one rebellious little gear to ruin everything. If you resist my rule, if you alter our past, if you threaten what I have built, there is nowhere in space or time where I will not destroy you. Oh no.
What did I do?
Any last words before my friend puts one in your scalp?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have an announcement to make. In a brave new world, anyone can be whoever they want to be, and nothing says you more than a can of healthy spinach. Spike D, with its special secret ingredient. Kids, remember your 5 a day.
I have a feeling this isn't over yet.
Welcomes of 2024 so far. Get your popcorn, ready, set, and let's go.
We're getting through this.
Number 20, Constellation.
Do you have hallucinations?
Mama?
Yeah.
This is the motherlode of space thrillers. There is just something that's so claustrophobic about space, so much so that there's a phobia of it, astrophobia, which is the fear of space and stars. After watching Constellation, you'll find yourself experiencing, alongside the protagonist Joe, some astrophobia. Here's the sitch. Joe is an astronaut on the International Space Station. After a long journey, she finally makes her anticipated return home, only to find that it's not the same life she left behind. No, it's not an interstellar-esque parent-daughter tragedy. Constellation is a myriad of interwoven and mind-bending alternative universes.
That was not me. Mama?
Where is she?
Number 19, Sugar.
I'm one of the good guys. But good and bad can be in the eye of the beholder.
Did we potentially, but also definitely miss out on having Colin Farrell as the new James Bond? Sugar will convince you of that. When private detective John Sugar comes back to LA after a stint in Japan, he set about investigating the disappearance of Olivia Siegel, the granddaughter of prolific Hollywood producer Jonathan Siegel. When he pulls upon that particular calamitous threat, he unravels entire plots, secret organizations, and family secrets better left buried. Sugar is an amalgamation of noir TV, Hitchcock, and the private detective format. And if you prefer slow burns over relentless plot twists, there is one, but it's incredibly well crafted. Sugar is for you.
Who are you, buddy?
Are you following me, John Sugar?
Number 18, Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
What is it that you two do?
We're software engineers.
When everyone heard about a Mr. and Mrs. Smith reimagining as a series, eyebrows were arched, especially when Fleabag's Phoebe Waller-Bridge left the project after creative differences. The reality? Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the TV show, lives up to the legacy Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt left. Atlanta and Community's Donald Glover and Blue Eye Samurai's Maya Erskine have incredible chemistry. John has a military background and Jane was an intelligence. Their banter will keep you on the edge of your seat, and their townhouse, owned by the Ominous Company, is straight out of Pinterest.
What do you think happens if we fail?
Our marriage?
Our mission.
Number 17, Renegade Nell.
She fights as though she's possessed. Something happens to me, and I'm untouchable.
Do you ever feel like the fates have abandoned you? Nell Jackson has that same exact feeling, except that she is being framed for murder. One thing leads to another, and she finds herself 18th century England's most notorious and wanted outlaw. On the run with her sisters, she is also aided by a spirit called Billy Blind. A modern-day Tinkerbell, Nell takes over several identities: a society debutante, a Scottish countess, a prison sawbones, among many. This British historical fantasy series is nothing that you have seen before.
You're going to die, Nellie Jackson.
Number 16, American Nightmare.
I've never heard of a case where the kidnappers drop their victim at the front door of their house.
The true crime community wasn't ready for this series. American Nightmare explores the eerie story of the abduction of Denise Huskins and Aaron and Quinn, a real-life story. Or is it? Because according to the FBI, the couple faked the entire thing in a Gone Girl-esque story. This all went down in 2015 when the couple was woken up by invaders in their Vallejo home. Huskins was then drugged and taken for ransom. Quinn was able to call the police, only to become the prime suspect of his girlfriend's alleged murder. Huskins was returned 2 days later with tales of horrific ordeals, but the police maintained their theory of not believing them. Did this actually happen? What do you think?
I wake up, bright light blinding us, taser goes off, and I see they're wearing wetsuits.
Number 15, Avatar: The Last Airbender.
The world needs the Avatar.
The original series almost 2 decades ago was so iconic that it spawned games, a movie, and an extended universe of the Avatar world. The highly anticipated series? It needs to be broken down into a few parts. 1, it's visually stunning. The budget for the CGI and props must have been dramatically expensive. 2, it's only 8 episodes. As a result, you dive straight into the action. 3, are the characters done justice? See for yourself. Sokka is still funny. Katara is magnificent. Prince Zuko will capture your heart. And Aang, the master of all 4 elements, has his work of defeating the Once World Domination Fire Nation cut out for him.
I'm the Avatar, and I'm gonna save the world. With my friends.
Number 14, Ted.
I'm gonna need your parents' phone numbers.
My parents are out of town.
I don't have parents on account I'm a teddy bear that came alive.
Who would have thought? One TV show few people had on their bingo card for 2024 was a series adaptation was Ted. You remember the renowned 2012 movie starring Mark Wahlberg? This is the prequel to it, set in 1993. Only now, Ted is living with a 16-year-old John Bennett in Boston. The animated teddy bear is voiced by Seth MacFarlane, of course, and he's still as witty and rude and funny as he is in the original movies. What did life with a teenage Bennett and a younger Ted look like in a house full of equally chaotic and opinionated people?
You and me have been best friends like our whole lives. We're about to get high for the first time. Can we have drugs, please? Let's do this right.
Number 13, Boy Swallows Universe.
He did bad things, didn't he?
We all do bad things sometimes.
How do you combine fever dream-like realism, crime, and mystery in a suburban setting? There is nothing on the market that's like Boy Swallows Universe. Set in Brisbane, Australia in the 1980s, we have Eli Bell and a red telephone with a mysterious voice on the other side. It's based on the 2018 novel by Trent Dalton. Bell, played by Felix Cameron and Zach Burgess, has a plate full of trouble. A recovering addict mom, a dealer stepdad, an absentee father, and schoolyard bullies. For company, there's his older brother Gus, who can only be understood by Eli, Eli's best friend and ex-con, Slim Holiday, inmate Alex Bermuda, and his crush, crime journalist Caitlin Spies.
Get him out of here.
I'm sorry, baby. I'm just trying to make it better for everyone.
Number 12, The Gentleman.
I used to be in business with your father. I have certain interests I need to discuss with you.
Now what happens down there?
Theo James and K.S. Scodelario, that's it. That's the prompt. But then you stay for the actual plot. The Gentleman tells the story of Eddie Halstead, an aristocrat who inherits his family estate, only to find out that it's home to an entire criminal enterprise, a weed empire, and its roots? Way too deep to take out by himself. The series is set in the same world as Guy Ritchie's original movie of the same name in 2019. It's actually an expansion of Matthew McConaughey and his boss, Michael Pearson's cannabis empire.
Though they appear to be house-joined, don't be deceived by the facade.
Number 11, Masters of the Air.
What's the move? We lead our boys through it.
You need to take in a deep breath before this. Meet the Bloody 100th, an American 8th Air Force Division during World War II, who, well, that's where the need for air comes from. These men were trapped in a B-17 bomber in leather oxygen masks and only had their own eyes to locate their target and pens and papers to make their calculations. As if being in occupied territory and carrying dangerous bombs wasn't enough. Masters of the Air has been in development since 2013, the brainchild of Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks. And if nothing else fails, look at the star-studded cast.
We're getting through this, even if the odds are stacked against us.
Number 10, The Brother's Son.
I don't think we've ever hugged before. We're probably gonna die, so might as well get one in before you go.
The Brother's Son is built on layers and generational trauma. First, you have Michelle Yeoh's Eileen's son, an immigrant mother who's doing the best she can to provide for her son Bruce. Bruce isn't the prodigal, college-attending son she thinks she's sending tuition checks to. Samsung Lee's character is a medical student who loves medical marijuana too much to pay for his collegiate education. Hence, his need to join a low-stakes drug gang, if something like that ever existed. Then we have the eldest, Charles Chairleg's son of Big Son, who's the head of the Jade Dragons triad. Charles is reunited with his mother and brother by the assassination of the head of a Taiwanese triad. Protect the family is their motto. Charles's enemies come knocking, resulting in action-packed fight scenes, superhero-esque combat, and family dynamics that will get you glued to the screen.
Mom?
Number 9, Three Body Problem.
What happened to them?
Will the sins of our past continue to haunt our future? Short answer, yes. Long answer, when an epidemic of mysterious suicides start, Private Intelligence Officer Clarence Shee tries to save the world. Based on The Three Body Problem by Lynn Sixon, the TV series counterpart tells the story of a world that took technology too far. It's known that Netflix poured fortunes into making this come to the small screen and produced by David Benioff, D.B. Weiss, and Alexander Wu. Yes, the Benioff and Weiss from Game of Thrones. Three Body Problem spans entire decades, generations, and realities.
They are coming, and there's nothing you can do to stop them.
Number 8, Dead Boy Detectives.
You are my best mate. I wouldn't want to be dead with anyone else.
How many new ways can you write a detective story in 2024? This lineup will surprise you. Dead Boy Detectives? It's not just a catchy name, they're actually dead. The premise, Charles Rowland and Edwin Payne, played by Jaden Reverie and George Rextew, are two teenage ghosts who team up with a clairvoyant for their equally supernatural clients. Well, that is until a witch interferes with their Hardy Boys-esque routine. If you're still on the fence, there is a spoiler-free spoiler we can tell you. At some point, you are going to see Lucas Cage as a Cat King. No context will be provided until then.
I'm not going back to hell.
Number 7, Ripley.
Tom what?
Ripley.
Andrew Scott stepped out of his hot priest cloak and into that of a grifter's, Tom Ripley. Ripley is hired to get a rich man's son to return home. It's an adaptation of the 1955 novel The Talented Mr. Ripley. This Ripley was fighting for his livelihood in New York, one scam at a time, when he was offered this chance: go to Italy to get Dickie Greenleaf to come home. But Dickie, who's leading a picturesque countryside life with Dakota Fanning's Marge Sherwood, doesn't want to come home. What comes next is a series of unfortunate events, stylishly shot, more scams, more cities.
This is what I do for a living. You're interfering.
I'd like you to leave.
I bet you would.
Number 6, The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live.
I have to keep trying. I won't stop. I'm getting there. I'm getting home.
The Walking Dead is the franchise that just keeps on giving. We've already seen successful sequels that follow the plots of Daryl Dixon, Maggie, and Negan, and now, after the death of Carl, we're seeing where Rick Grimes and McCone stepped off, into a twist. Series executive producer and The Walking Dead Scott M. Gimple already teased the ones who that they aren't completely together once they're together. We know that Rick was saved by the Civic Republic military, and somehow he and McCone aren't completely on the same side.
We're the last light of the world. You have to know that. This is not the answer. It must end.
Number 5, One Day.
After we met, I had a bit of a crush on you.
So what happened to it? This crush.
Get your tissues ready. One Day, based on the original novel and British movie, is just chef's kiss. It is, without being dramatic, a roller coaster of emotions. Like a lot of couples, their relationship spans over a decade. However, it's not as straightforward as it seems. Dexter and Ebba's labyrinthian journey to each other and away from each other, and the poignant and often heart-wrenching moments in between, take the performance Anne Hathaway and Jim Sturgis left and elevated it to a whole new level.
Back in the late 80s, it was all I thought about.
And now?
I thought I finally got rid of you.
Number 4, Baby Reindeer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is my stalker. Say hello to Martha.
Don't you say that to me! Apologize to me right now!
It's not this often that a show leaves you baffled, hurting, compelled, traumatized, and with a dropped jaw. The layers upon layers of this are insane. Donnie has a problem. He has a stalker, but it's not as straightforward as that. Martha, played by Jessica Gunning, is obsessed with bartender Donnie, who's played by the actual writer, aka the person whom this happened. For the next few years, Martha stalks Donnie. In real life, because this is based on true events, she sends him over 41,000 emails, over 350 hours worth of voice messages, and actively hurts the people around him. She stalks his house, work, his parents, and his dates. When he eventually went to the police, he was dismissed. What possible conclusion can this stalker story reach?
Look, Martha, just go back home.
I have a sneaky feeling you might be the death of me.
Number 3, X-Men 97.
Believe in each other.
It's a hard knock life for a mutant. You're trying to save a world that both hates and fears you. This newest band of mutants is one of the MCU's best so far. It's even being called the best animated entry of the MCU. It's a bridge between the X-Men's past and future. It picks up from a 1997 cliffhanger where Professor Charles Xavier was nearly killed by Henry Girich. Jean Grey and Cyclops are expecting, anti-mutant hysteria is at its strongest, and some of the X-Men, TASS's most memorable and terrifying antagonists, return, such as the Friends of Humanity, Girich, Bolivar Trask, his Sentinels, and more. The cameos here alone? Mind-blowing.
Magneto, the last will and testament of Charles Xavier. Everything he built now belongs to me.
Number 2, Fallout.
You need to go home. You come from a world of rules, of laws. You should not be alone.
This is what happened to Rico after Hannah Montana ended. He ended up in a post-apocalyptic Los Angeles. To escape the Great War of 2077, people have taken to living in underground bunkers. What is lurking outside, you ask? Only radiation, mutants, and bandits. Those bunkers are called vaults, and each one is designed to perform sociological and psychological experiments on its dwellers. Fast forward to the year 2296, and Lucy escapes Vault 33 to the LA wasteland to look for her father. She teams up with a Brotherhood of Steel Squire, aka Aaron Moten or Maximus, and a ghoul bounty hunter, played by Walton Goggins.
Everyone wants to save the world, they just disagree on how.
Number 1, Shogun.
Hear me, my son. I alone will tell you the truth. Death is the only punishment here.
Word on the street that this is what thrillers wish they could be. Shogun is going to be studied in university classes in the future. That's how brilliant and authentic and well choreographed and utterly brilliant it is. Did we say that already? Based on the 1975 novel by James Clavell, the 10-part adaptation is set in Japan in the year 1600. That's when Japan was on the precipice of war and 250 years of official isolation. We have alliances, betrayals, opaque councils, And at the center of it, an English pilot named John Blackthorne, played by Cosmo Jarvis, who finds himself entrenched in one of Japan's bloodiest conflicts.
Because death can